Good evening with Sports Night. I'm Anne-Marie Burke. Well, Purple Falcons and Blue Barracudas have started the Barbados Under-19 Christmas Basketball Invitational with unbeaten records, as the competition is now in full swing. They're both sporting 2-0 records after last night's games, and they share the lead with Yellow Bumblebees on 4 points. But the Bumblebees have played an extra game. Here's a look at some of the recent matchups. Purple Falcons playing in the blue were looking to start on a winning note, and taking on the Red-tailed Hawks, they did just that. Dancing through the defense to the basket was Raquan Bishfam. The Falcons had their game in order, all hands on deck. This one nailed just inside the arc. This wasn't a lopsided game, as the Hawks were keeping it close, and what a way to correct a possible mishap with a three-pointer. That's Nathan Eswick. The Red-tails kept it tight off the board, Kemar Ben. The Falcons were able to remain ahead and claim the win at 63-58. Also starting with a win were the boys of Blue Barracuda here in the white, who were able to edge out the Yellow Bumblebees. That's a big one. This game was almost always a 2-point margin. Another big one banked from the Bees, as the Barracudas were able to edge out the Bees 51-49. The action then shifted to the Pine for the second set of games, and the Falcons were back on court, this time against the Black Millipedes, and the winning ways continued. The Falcons were in full flight, and here soaring coast to coast is Ralston Best, finished quite easily. This game was intense with both teams pressing hard, Millipedes with 2. But when it mattered most, the Falcons went into overdrive. The game is now a 2-point margin. And with the clock ticking down, it will be anybody's game. Millipedes on the go, but Falcons intercept, and coast to coast it is delivered. Final scoreline 55-54 Falcons. In the night's other game, the Yellow Bumblebees unleashed their sting on the Red-tailed Hawks for the 63-49 win. A 17-member track and field team returned home to Barbados recently after competing in the Florida Senior Games. The squad, hailing from the Barbados Seniors and Masters Athletic Club, competed in the games, which was a qualifier for the championships in New Mexico in June of next year.
We were well represented by 14 females and 3 males. Even though conditions were not suitable for us, I thought that we represented ourselves reasonably well. One note is that for the first time, our leading athlete was actually competed in the field events. That's Angela Jackson. Normally our top athletes from the track events.
And the top athlete, as was mentioned, was Angela Jackson, who won 6 medals, 5 gold and 1 silver.
We all had gone there for a purpose, and we tried our best. The times and distances basically are not as good as we wanted them to be, but we've done enough that the majority of us would have qualified for the Senior Olympics next year. The events which I competed in were the discus, the shot put, the javelin, and those were all gold medals. And then in the track, I did the 100, the 200, and the 400.